everyone, my name is Marissa and I'm going to do a tutorial today for the Potomac Bead Company. And for today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this bracelet that I'm calling my Solar Bracelet. Now I did get some help with the name. I couldn't think of what to call it, so I went on Facebook and I asked for suggestions and I got a whole bunch of good ones. But I chose Solar Bracelet for this one. I just like the sound of it, so I'm going to use it for this one. So this is a very easy project. You're going to need a few things, so let's go over what we're going to need. We're going to need RounTrios, and I'm using the metallic sea blue. We're going to need ZoliDuos, and you're going to need both right and left. Now my bracelet is just a little under 7 inches. And you're going to need both right and left, and you're going to need 16 left and 16 right. You're going to need 2 per unit. This is not a components bracelet. This is just one continuous bracelet. We're going to do our base, and then we're going to go back and do the embellishing. So it's a very quick project. You're also going to need some rondelles. You're going to need some 2x3 rondelles and some 4mm round beads. I'm using the Crystal AB on the 4mm round beads, and on the rondelles I'm using the transparent metallic green. For my ZoliDuos I'm using the crystal vitriol. And again, you need right and left. You're going to need some 15-0s, some 11-0s, and some 8-0s. My 15-0s and 11-0s, I'm using galvanized champagne Miyuki. My 8-0s, I'm using the Duracoat opaque underwater blue. You're also going to need a clasp of your choice. I'm using a Crystal AB cup button. It matches with my rounds, so I went ahead and chose this. You're going to need 2 size 10 beading needles. Some thread. I'm using 0.006 Wildfire in white, and I put just a little over 6 feet of thread on my needles. You're also going to need, you might need flat nose pliers, but just to help thread your needles by flattening the thread, and a pair of scissors or something to cut your thread with. I'm using the Ultra Thread Zap. So go ahead and get your materials together and we will begin this solar bracelet. Okay, now for this bracelet, as I said, it's very simple. And the hardest part about this bracelet is making sure you pick up your ZoliDuos the right way. But the more you do it, the easier it will get. So I went ahead and flipped all my over so that I know how I will have to pick them up. So the first thing we're going to do is pick up our cup button, or I'm using a cup button, but whatever type of, whether it's a toggle or whatever you want to use to fasten your bracelet, go ahead and do that now. I'm going to use a cup button, so I am going to decorate the inside of it with an 11-0, a 2x3 rondelle, and 11-0, and I'm going to put one needle in one hole and the other needle in the other hole, and I'm going to pull and hold your cup button to make sure that it is at the center of your thread. And this is what we have. Now I'm going to pick up 3 11-0s on each needle, 3 11-0s, and then I'm going to let those drop, and I'm going to pick up one more 11-0 on one needle, and the other needle is going to go in the same direction. We're not going to cross through it, they're going to go in the same direction and pull. And this is what we have. Now we're going to pick up one more 11-0 on each needle and let those drop. And now we're going to start our bracelet. Now this is how our ZoliDuos have to go. We need to make sure that we have the right side up, which would be the puffy side, and we need to make sure that the thicker, the puffier side, the rounder, curvier side is inside like this. See how these two are inside? That's how they're going to be, with the curvy side in. Okay, so, and make sure that all of your holes in your RounTrios and your ZoliDuos are good. That way we don't have any trouble when we're beading with a clogged hole. For this pass, you're going to need your ZoliDuos, your 11-0s, well, for this, your 8-0s, and your 4mm rounds. Okay, so I'm going to start now with picking up my ZoliDuos. So we're going to pick them up like this. This is what you should have on each needle. Your left needle, you have a ZoliDuo like this. Your needle on your right hand, you have a ZoliDuo like this. And let those drop. Now we're going to pick up a RounTrio with one needle going into one end, and your left needle going into that leftmost hole, and your right needle into the rightmost hole. So this is what you have. There should be nothing in the middle hole, and we're not going to use the middle hole at all in this project. So this is what we have, and then we're going to pick up a ZoliDuo again, but this time the curvy rounder side is going to still be in the inside, but like this, facing like that. So this is how we want it to look. So let's just make sure that we pick them up like this time, going in through the curvier side part of your ZoliDuo. This is how you're going to pick them up. So let them drop. Once you let them drop, this is what you have. And now we're going to pick up on each needle an 8-0. Needle 8-0 on your left, 8-0 on your right. Pick up a 4mm round and cross through it. Wait, are these my rounds, or are these my... Yeah, these are 4mm rounds. Okay, just making sure. And I'm going to cross through it. Once I cross through it, I'm going to pick up 8-0 on each needle again. And we're going to start again with our ZoliDuos. So that's it. That's the pattern. Just your Zolis. Like this. This is what you pick up like that. Let them drop. Your RounTrio, again, left needle into that hole, the leftmost hole. Your right needle into the rightmost hole. Let everything drop. Nothing should be going into the middle hole. And then you're going to pick up your ZoliDuos again. This time like this. Looks like a little mustache. Pick them up like that, with each needle going into the curvier, rounder part. Let them drop. Now we're going to pick up our... They're going to be swinging all kinds of ways while you're doing this, but that's okay. Just make sure that everything is laying correctly. Once we come back, all of that is going to fix, and it's going to sit just right. 8-0 on each needle. 4mm round, 1, cross through it, and there, that's what you have. An 8/0 on each needle again. Whoop. 8/0 on each needle, and we're ready to start again with our ZoliDuos. So this is all of the base. This is what you should have the length of your bracelet. Now go ahead and do this the rest of the length of your bracelet. It will not shrink on you, so when it fits, just make sure you end at a finished unit with the ZoliDuos and the RounTrios. And I'll be back to show you what to do next. Okay, so this is what you should have, and I have 8 units on mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And our threads should be coming out of these ZoliDuos here. So what we're going to do now is make our loop for our button, or whatever kind of clasp or button you're using, but I'm using a cut pin. Okay, so just like how we did here, pick up 1 11/0 on each needle, let those drop, and then now pick up one more, and don't cross through it, but take both of your needles in through it and pull your threads. And now we're going to pick up our 11/0s. Just be careful when you pull here. Don't pull super tight to where it's going to make your ZoliDuos here. Just pull it snug enough to where your ZoliDuos sit right. So let's pick up our 11/0s. And if you put a crystal or something else on your cut button, just keep in mind to pick up enough seed beads that'll go over your cut button and the crystal, if you did put one in there, which I did, just to add a little bit of embellishing. I'm not counting, I'm just picking these up and I'm letting them drop, and I think I could use one more. So once I got all of these, I'm going to go into that middle bead here where both of our needles went in through in the same direction, and I'm going to pull and I don't know what's going on here. I think I got something, yeah. There we go. Had the other needle tangled in there. This should fit, and it fits. Now my other needle is going to go through all of these, and then we're going to come out and I'll show you what to do after that. Okay, so I did my loop for my button. Now bring one of your needles. You have to bring both needles through this middle bead here where you went in through the same direction. You're going to have to come out through that same one and bring one needle into this seed bead on your left side and bring one needle into this 11/0 seed bead on your right side, and then just lay it flat. And it's still going to be kind of to tighten it here, but just lay it flat and hold your beads and pull your strings. That way it'll tighten. So now what we're going to do, we're ready to do our second pass. This is nothing but embellishments. This is the fun part, and once you do this, we'll be done. And this is very easy. It's easier than even the first part of our bracelet. So your needle on your left hand side is going to go through this ZoliDuo through the leftmost hole of your RounTrio and through that ZoliDuo after the RounTrio. So you should be coming out of your first unit like this. Your needle on your right side, take it into the ZoliDuo, into your needle on this end of your RounTrio, the rightmost end of your RounTrio, and into the ZoliDuo after your RounTrio, and pull. So you should be coming out on both needles out of the ZoliDuo here. Now we're going to use our 15-0s. You're going to take 4 15-0s on your needle. I'm doing the left-hand side first, and I'm going to go through the ZoliDuo where I'm at, but I'm going to hop on over to the hole on the thin side of my ZoliDuo, and I'm going to pull, and I'm going to pick up a 2x3 rondelle. I'm going to go into the next ZoliDuo in through the hole at the thinner side of the ZoliDuo, and this is what I have. And I'm going to pick up 4 more 15-0s, and then I'm going to go into, let those drop, the ZoliDuo, the same one I'm coming out of, but into the hole on the curvier side. So I'm going to hop back up there, and then I'm going to go into the RounTrio again, into this ZoliDuo again after the RounTrio, and through that hole, and I'm going to pull. It's really easy, but it's harder to do it on camera, but it's super easy. Now I'm coming out of this ZoliDuo here. I'm going to go into this 8-0, and I'm going to wait there so I can catch up with my other needle. I'm coming out of this ZoliDuo, and I'm going to pick up 4 15-0s. I'm going to go into this hole of the same ZoliDuo and pull. I'm going to pick up a 2x3 rondelle. I'm going to go into the ZoliDuo after and through this hole, and I'm going to pull, and I'm going to pick up 4 more 15-0s. I'm going to hop back up and through the same ZoliDuo, the hole here on the curvier side of my ZoliDuo. I'm going to go through there. I'm going to go through in the RounTrio and the ZoliDuo after it, and I'm going to pull. And all of this will tighten everything really good. Then I'm going to go into the 8-0, so both of my needles are coming out of an 8-0. The right thread is coming out of this 8-0 on the right side. The left thread is coming out of this 8-0 on the left hand side. Now I'm going to pick up an 11-0 on each needle, and I'm going to go directly into the 8-0 on top, in through the ZoliDuo, in through the RounTrio, and out of the ZoliDuo after the RounTrio. And I'm going to do all of that I just did again. So this is your embellishing step. Very simple and quick, and it's fun because you're adding the sparkly part of your bracelet, and it's just making it all come together. So this is what you should have, and I'm going to do one more embellishment with you. I'm going to pick up 4 15-0s with this needle on my right side. I'm going to go into this ZoliDuo, into this hole, and I'm going to pull, pick up a rondelle, and for this you can also probably use a 8-0, but I haven't tried it. You can probably do an 8-0 here on this step. Go in, I picked up my rondelle, I'm going into the ZoliDuo after it. I'm going to pick up 4 more 15-0s, and then I'm going to hop up into the other hole of that ZoliDuo here, and I'm going to go into this hole. I'm going to go into the RounTrio after, the ZoliDuo after the RounTrio, and out of the 8-0. And that's what I have. I'm going to do that again on this side. 4 15-0s. And if you need to rewind this video at any step, feel free to do so. Go into that ZoliDuo. Pick up a rondelle into the ZoliDuo here after it, or before it, whichever way you look at it. 4 more 15-0s. Into the other hole of your ZoliDuo, into the RounTrio, the ZoliDuo after, and pull, and out through your 8-0. Whoop. So both of my needles are coming out of these 8-0s here, and I'm going to pick up 11-0s on each needle again, and I'm going to go through the 8-0 right above it, and through these same beads again if I can, which is a Zoli, the RounTrio, and the next, and the ZoliDuo after it, and pull, and that will put my 11-0 into place there. I'm going to do that on this side too, up through the 8-0, up through the ZoliDuo, RounTrio, ZoliDuo, and I'm going to stop at the ZoliDuo because I need to embellish that here. So this is what we have. This is all of your embellishing step. It's very easy. It brings the whole project together really nicely. It firms up your little units. So go ahead and finish your embellishments on the rest of your bracelet, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I'm finished with my embellishments on both sides with putting my 15-0s and my 2x3 rondelles. I ended at these ZoliDuos here, and all I did was I took both of my needles, I went in through these 11-0s here, up these 11-0s here, through the cut button, through the beads in the cut button, and down the 11-0s, and I met my threads here at this middle 11-0 at the point of the V. So all I did was tie my knots in the back. I burned my thread, but I still need to burn it down a little bit more. But here you go. This is our bracelet. This is our solar bracelet. And feel free to make your version of it. If you don't have 2x3 crystals, you can substitute that with 8-0 seed beads in here. The 4mm beads that I used here, they were 4mm crystals, Potomac crystals. You can use any 4mm round bead there. You can probably even use a fire polish bead there. But it would look really nice, I think, with just about anything 4mm. And this is how it looks on. Very cute. Nice little bracelet. Sparkly and shiny. Okay, so this is our solar bracelet. I really hope you enjoyed making this. And thank you very much for watching.